Say goodbye to boring journaling. This technique will completely transform your junk journaling game. Come with me and find out. Let's dive right into the exciting world of junk journaling today. Have you ever found yourself struggling to create a cohesive junk journal page? If so, you're not alone. My masterboard will start with this 12 by 12 sheet of paper, neutral on one side and white on the other. We're going to be adding some elements to this, different things. Some of these papers I like. I love these maps, different colors and stuff, kind of small papers. Then I have these receipts I got on Temu. I got this whole book, 360 pages for less than $8. And then these flowers. I love the colors, but I don't like the pictures. I can't figure out what to do with this, but we're going to incorporate this and make this into something much more usable. All right, so we're going to get a few pages out of each one of these to do this, and we're going to be gluing these down with glue sticks. You can use whatever glue you like, but I like the glue sticks because it comes on purple and you can kind of see where you missed spots and stuff, so it comes in handy. So the pages I picked out, I'm going to go ahead and tear them into smaller pieces, and I kind of like the more raggedy edge, so I'm just going to tear down in different directions. These pieces are going to have different shapes. And I'm going to do this to all these pages here. And some are going to be big pieces. Some are going to be a lot smaller. And we'll be incorporating a lot of these into this masterboard. And it doesn't look like it really matches or to go together now. But wait till you see this in the end. It looks so nice. I would never have believed it would have turned out looking this well with these pages here. And it's like, why would you do this flower if you didn't use it for this? It's like, I have no idea. I've had these papers for quite a while and haven't thought of anything. It's like, well, you know what? Let's make a masterboard out of these. I think this will be a perfect use for it. And good decision. It really works. So look around in your scrap pile or in your bunch of papers that you don't know what to do with. And definitely try out this masterboard technique. It is a game changer. This masterboard can be a really good cohesive start to your junk journaling. You might be kind of lost. It's like, oh shoot, what am I going to do? I don't know where to start. Do these pages match? And here you'll be able to make all kinds of stuff out of this 12 by 12 sheet. You can do your pockets, you can do your tags, you can do your little slips, your belly bands. A lot of stuff can be made out of a 12 by 12 sheet. And since it's kind of a neutral print on the opposite side, you can, use this interchangeably on the back side, like your tags and stuff. So you don't really have to do much to the back. So it ends up being a win-win on that one. So here I'm just finishing up tearing these little pieces up. There we go. I really do like that map. I love this color of this green, blue, teal color. And you'll see me incorporate that a little bit later with some ink. Now these receipts are kind of cool. Has a kind of a vintage look to them. They have different pictures on them. Some have print, cursive, block style writing. Just different things from different companies, different addresses on them. Just very interesting to look at. And different colors also. So, there's just not the plain beige. You got a little mix of pinks and pale pinks in there and stuff. A good mix. So I'm just going ahead and start putting some glue down. Now over to the side there, I do have a piece of wax paper. I like to kind of glue on that. And underneath that, I do have the silicone mat. So the glue will come off easily if I need it to. But this way, if you start gluing down, because you have to get to the edges on this. And you're going to go off onto your work surface that you're on. And you want to be able to either wash it or throw it away. You don't want to get all that glue on your good work surface. And so I'm just going to start on the edges and put that in there really good along the all the sides of these. You can see how that purple shows up. It shows up really nice. And kind of work my way around this piece of paper and gradually go into the middle. And I'll speed this up a little bit because you don't want to see me forever gluing all this stuff down here. But I'm just kind of randomly picking and alternating different parts of the paper and pieces. If they're too big, I'll trim them down a little bit. And kind of matching, slide things around. And kind of really experiment. No rhyme or reason with this. I'm just kind of kind of putting things where I want. And that's the whole thing about the Masterboard. It's like, I've really found this to be actually kind of therapeutic. You can just sit down, not really think about it, and just kind of spread your glue around and place it down on the paper. There's where I told you about Temu. This is this 360 pieces of paper, what it was called. And it's just under $8 for that huge pack of paper. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. And some of these straight edges, if I didn't like them, I might just tear an extra little strip down. And here I just sped it up a little bit, kind of get us through this little section here. This goes on actually pretty quick. And the glue stick dries pretty nicely, and there's only one spot that I had to re-glue. And you'll see me get out a brayer here in a moment. So after a while with all the wet glue, it might start raising up a little bit. Just get your rolling pin or a brayer and just kind of roll it down and keep it nice and flat. And this dried pretty nice. It, didn't bubble up or have any weird shapes or anything, so it was really good. I was really worried about all this glue being on here, but it actually turned out very nice. So I'm kind of alternating between the maps and the flowers and the receipts. Placed them in different spots along the Masterboard here. And kind of liking how it's going here. I like these greens and yellows. I don't craft with these colors very often, but I think it's very stunning, and I really like to have to use more of these colors. Now, I did start getting little sticky fingers here. I did take a moment, turned off my camera, and went and washed my hands. And I noticed when I came back, I forgot to turn my camera back on. I called it a camera malfunction, but it is definitely an operator malfunction there. Yeah, if you have any little spots that the paper didn't overlap, just tear off a small little piece, put some glue on both spots, and just kind of tape it down. It fills in nicely, and see, there I go, taping that little corner down there that kind of got away from me. And I'm brayering this down, keeping it nice and smooth. Roughing that edge up a little bit on this one. And it's really fun after this dries a little bit. We're going to further work on this by adding stamping with black ink and with a vintage photo color ink. I was just going to do black, and then I noticed that it seemed to be a little one-sided, and adding that little extra pop of ink color in there really made a big difference. And then that was done, I actually went and stenciled a little bit also with 3 other colors that kind of match this background. The green and a blue, and along with a pinkish color. And that just really brought up a lot more. But once I threw a few stamps down on here and the stencils, these pages and colors just blended together, and it just looked like it all belonged. And so you'll notice this as you go along, things start looking more and more cohesive, like everything goes together, and things really do match. So look at this, it's almost done, and all the colors are blended nicely. And one more little piece to go in there. Let's see what I'm going to find. A little flowery piece. Extra glue in there, glue up that piece, and just roll this down. Alright. This is turning out very, very nice. And this is where I forgot to turn my camera back on. So you can see I stamped some of this already. It was with black stamps, bird stamps, and I think a rose stamp is mixed in here somewhere. And now here's kind of a honeycomb stamp. And I just have that kind of mounted to silicone block or acrylic block, and just kind of randomly stamp it in different places. And it kind of gives it kind of a grunge look a bit. And this next stamp I use definitely has more of a grungy look to it. And I think it's just making it more and more cohesive and more exciting to look at the more elements I put on here. And so I'm just gonna put this color in here and kind of mix it around. And it's easier to turn your paper around sometimes than it is to stamp in different directions. And here's where I come in next with the Vintage Photo ink. And I'm going to be using, there we go, Vintage Photo. I'm going to be using these circles that looks like coffee ring stains and splats. And I was kind of unsure about this, but as I started using this, it's like it really brought a lot of interest and character to this masterboard. And I just kept on applying it, and it seems like I just couldn't get enough. I just kept on putting these circles and blobs everywhere. It was a lot of fun and just added so much more visual interest. So yeah, these stamps I got on Temu also. And just trying out some stamps for the first go and stuff. I kind of wanted to see if it's a style I like without spending a whole lot of money, and I kind of like these spots, so I might invest in a better stamp, but this does a great job. Look at that big spot. It looks like an actual blob of something just spilt down on that paper. Adds so much more character. It's like, okay, I'm getting a little carried away. I'm gonna grab a couple of more of these and throw a couple more splats on. But the masterboard is looking really nice. It's got a vintage look to it. It's got a lot of visual interest, and I'm still not done with it. There's still more things it's going to go on this, add a little bit more visual interest, believe it or not. I'm just looking for little random spots to put these splats in. And okay, I think I'm going to do one more different kind of splat. And that will be done with this type of ink. Like I said, this is very therapeutic. You can just kind of randomly let yourself go and create without thinking too much about it, which is very, very nice. All right, I think that looks pretty good there. All right, so what I do now is actually I get a stencil out, and this is where I had another camera malfunction. So you can see that I already stenciled down here, and the stencil I used is actually from Hobby Lobby, from the bakery section that's used to decorate cookies. And yeah, believe it or not, I couldn't believe it. It's like, but it does a great job. So I used 3 different colors, a pink, a blue, and a green color, and kind of stenciled in here. And now I have this ink, and it's made for paper crafting. And I'm gonna kind of splatter this across here and give a little bit of sparkle to it. And I usually like to put it on a paintbrush and kind of like splattered it off the paintbrush. I should have grabbed a different bristle. This one didn't want to let go of the paint very well, and I kept on adding more and more ink to it as I was spinning. And kind of went a little overboard there at the end, but I scraped it back in, but still didn't get too much on the paper, but enough to give me a little sparkle that I was looking for. So just gives a light little splatter without doing huge blobs, and just a very nice technique. You don't want to hide all that work that you just did under big paint splatters, because right now everything is showing through that ink that you've put down, and you don't want to cover all that up. All right, just going around the whole paper, giving it a little splatter. And when I'm all done with this, I'm going to let it dry for a few minutes. Look at that. I don't know if you can see the splatters on there or not, but it's looking pretty sparkly. And you know me, I do like a good sparkle. Okay, I'm going to set this down, let it dry for a little bit. And I did take this outside to dry. I live in Arizona, so things dry quickly. And I gave it a spray with this Frosted Pearl Rust-Oleum top coat. and just kind of seals it in a little bit. It's not necessary. You can use Mod Podge also if you like, or nothing at all, but it also gives a little bit of a shine to it, which I like on a lot of the projects I do. Alright, coming up next is going to be a video me turning this page into some ephemera magic tags and folders and pockets that go in my journal. Stick around.